Hi there. A very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to this live stream. Welcome to this live stream session with me, Simply Stocks, and slightly late than usual at 4 p.m. But here I am with you to discuss about the markets and answer all your queries, whatever queries that you would be having. Uh, let's just understand where the market have been uh, for the past few days and where it is headed. Very good afternoon, Harsha. Uh, uh, Today in this session, I'm going to talk about a number of shares. Today, I'm going to talk about the market and also answer all your queries as well. So the stocks that I'm going to talk about today would be Kilpest, because Kilpest, there have been a lot of queries that have come in for Kilpest. A lot of people have bought into the stock. I am still invested in the stock, and I'll discuss about Kilpest India and probably what could be the levels that you should be looking at. The second stock that I'm going to talk about is IRCTC, and I feel it is breaking out. I think 1450, 1460 was a sort of a resistance that it was not able to take out. So I'll discuss about IRCTC, what are the perils in the stock, and whether you should go for it or not, whether I'll buy it or not, and where it is, and what lies ahead for IRCTC. The third thing I'm going to talk about today will be an interesting factor. One of my subscribers I had a discussion with today, and the point that she was making, and it was pretty evident that most of you try to find out value picks in the same industry, and then think that the topmost player in that industry is extremely expensive. So I'm going to just have give you an idea between Bata and Relaxo with an example as to what goes on and why the large players or the best player or the marquee player in that industry is a better bet than buying the second or third rung player, albeit individually that former player would be much better off. So I'll discuss that in a lighter mood and in a very simple language as to why you should go for the market leaders. So these 3 points I'm going to discuss. After that, I'm going to come to the point of means discussing about your queries, and whatever queries that you'll be having, I'll be going to answer that. So I'll answer those as well in this live session. So let people join in, let more people join in, and then we're going to start the session. First of all, I would like to ask you that at 10,000, 10,100 on the Nifty, what do you think is going to happen in the next 1 month, and where do you see the market headed? So you can probably take 10 seconds and just give me an idea as to by July or August, where do you see the markets to be? Interestingly, the market has run up. The market has gone from 7,500 straight to 10,000 with a little bit of correction here and there. Uh, it seems like that the market is not willing to go down, and we are looking at even 11,000 coming in, but we don't know really. I mean, anything can happen. Maybe selling at higher levels could take the market lower, and we could see levels of 8,000, 8,500. And so that's where I'm going to start with. So let's discuss about the markets first. So in terms of the stock market, so currently we are at 10,100, and after a while, after many weeks, we have crossed that hurdle of 10,000. And still, if we see from the highs, we are down something like 20% from the highs on the Nifty level. So after all the mumbo jumbo, after having got the start, after having gone up so much, even after that, we are still down 20% from the all-time high. And it has been a struggle going up here. So yes, it has been a vertical rise, but nobody had expected the markets to be at 10,000, 10,100. Uh, what lies ahead? Well, that could be anybody's guess, but I still believe that there is at least one market fall that is left, in which everyone would feel the fear of a market correction, and that correction could be 2,000 point, 1,000 point, 1,500 point from here. and it could happen probably this month or by August. I think by August end, we are going to see a massive market correction somewhere down the line. So that could be between 10 to 15% from these levels. So we could see 10,500 in this market run up because of the hurdle of 10,000 being crossed, another 300-400 point on the upside probably next week. But still, we could be headed lower eventually, and eventually we could be headed towards 9,100 as the first level, and then 8,500 to 8,200 as the second level. These are the levels I'm looking at for accumulation of very good pedigree stocks, large cap stocks, or larger mid cap stocks to accumulate in this market range. No matter where they would be, it could be a situation that those stocks that I'm looking at might be higher than where they are today. But I look at market levels and just buy those stocks at those prices. So in my opinion, markets are extremely volatile, and we could see correction going ahead. We could see a situation where the markets could be at 10,500 one day, and just 3 days after that, we could see 9,000. So that is the kind of correction I'm looking at. Sharp downward movement after the up move is over. I think this market is sucking in individuals, sucking in players, short term players, long term players, retail investors into itself, and then the fall will take place. I just cannot believe that with an EPS of the Nifty to be around 440, 450 for FY21, even less than that, and around 450, 460 for FY22. I don't think EPS would be beyond 500 for FY22. For the market to trade at something like 23 times, 22, 23 times is extremely difficult. So in my opinion, I think we are headed lower in the market over a 2 3 month time horizon rather than going upwards. And second point here is maybe the stocks that you would be looking at might do their own thing. So the stocks, some of the large caps, some of the better mid caps might just continue to rise even though the markets would tumble down. So we have seen that with Reliance Industries, one of the largest stocks in the market, or perhaps the largest, it just going up and still the market going down. So uh, this is all complications of the market, that with banking and NBFCs having the largest share, 40 odd percent share, or just under 40%. uh, if though they go down, market will go down even though Reliance continue to go up. So in my opinion, on an overall basis, yes, we could go towards something like 10,400, 10,500. But over a 2 3 month time frame, we will see 9,000 and then 8,200 for sure. Maybe lower level. I'm still not taking out the possibility of a 7,500 and below 7,500, 7,000 levels in the next 2 to 3 months. See the changes, or you can say the declines, and the movement of the market is so sharp nowadays. It's not that you go down 30 40 points or you go up 30 40 points. uh, the movements are 300 400 point in a couple of days, and probably 1,000 points in a week. That is what is going on across the globe, not even in India, but across, say, in US, Europe. If you see it in many parts of Asia, this is the kind of volatility that we are looking at. And in that sense, brace up for more volatility to come. And one thing more, that volatility index is not being in the news for the last few days, perhaps 2 3 weeks, and probably that will also play a part. I would not rule that out, that over the next 4 weeks or so, volatility index would come back in the mainstream, and volatility would be the main focus. So it has not gone out. It is above 30, closer to 40, which is unprecedented, because normally the volatility index or India VIX is between, say, 11, 12, 10 to 12 on the lower end, to about 20, 25, 28 at the max. But this is beyond 30, closer to 40. All these factors do matter. So uh, perhaps we are not out of the woods. That's what I want to tell you. So if you are invested into banks and BFCs and into debt-laden companies, into companies that you are suspect of, they are not the best in the business in whatever sectors that you are picking up. Kindly take a look at them again and perhaps refine your portfolio. You can email me directly if you want some help with that, and perhaps you can work out something in that respect. So you can email me with the email in the description. Refine your portfolio, bring it to the best of levels, and buy the best in the business. That will save you in the next 4 years. Because if you look at the economy of India over the next 3 4 years, I don't see India growing more than 4 to 5%. And in that scenario, the largest of the stocks or the largest of the companies will always continue to do well. Of course, there will be outliers. There will be companies in the mid and small cap that will continue to do well, that will continue to produce results. We have seen what has happened with Tanla Solutions. So they have gone up, means the stock has gone up beyond the 68 69 barrier. And we are expecting, I'm fully invested into Tanla. That's a disclaimer, and I'm expecting very good results with the Tanla solutions as well. So let's see what happens on the 10th of this month. The same with Dixon. On the 11th of this month, we have results of Dixon. So expecting very good things with that. I'm not invested in Dixon, but looking at that very carefully as well. So some mid or small cap companies will continue to do well, but they are very few and far between. Majorly large companies, large cap companies, nifty companies will continue to perform better. They'll gain more market share with the kind of situation that we are currently in. So kindly shift your focus towards there for the next 2 to 3 years. After that, maybe mid cap and small cap would come back into focus. But again, select mid caps, select small caps, which are pedigree stocks, market leaders in their own space. There are, they would continue to shine and continue to double, triple in value, become 4 5x. If you want more details, you can email me for further details on the same. So that is about the market. I see a range of 9,000 to 10,000. Uh, I don't see massive fall below 9,000 quickly, but over a 3 month period, yes. By August end, I see markets going to 8,200, 8,300. Let's see what happens. I would love to hear your views, so kindly put that in the comment box. So that was about the markets. Now coming to specific stocks and what I wanted to talk to you about. The first stock I want to talk to you about is IRCTC, and I had a look at this stock after a while. I was talking about IRCTC when it was going down on circuits, and I was looking at 600, 700 levels to buy. I could not get in at that point of time. 775 was the low. I was looking for levels below 700 to get into, but it reversed from there, went to 1500, and now is consolidating. I have a firm opinion that it's heading for 16 1700 in the coming days. Thanks a lot, Manish, for your contribution. uh, 2 to 3 multibaggers for the next 2 to 3 years, something like the Lao Pala, Wimplas Symphony, Avanti Feeds of the last cycle. I'm very gung ho about Kilpest and Thanla, so you can look at them, but then you have to be very shrewd in buying them and holding them for the next 4 or 5 years. I cannot on this platform just tell you that, okay, buy this, buy that, and you go ahead and buy those. Probably you can email me and we can work some things out. But apart from that, yes, I'm very gung ho about Tanla. I can openly say that, but do your own research and investment. That's one stock that I would certainly say. And one stock that one needs to look at in the auto space is Aisha Motors. I think anything, any level around 16,000, 15,500, 15,000 to 17,000, these levels, Aisha Motors looks primed for a 3 4x move in the next 5 to 6 years. So don't look beyond, like, these are not gems that you have to find. These are some of the companies that have fallen a lot. Thanks for your contribution. But you need to look at companies which have always performed well, but due to this cycle and due to the lockdown and many other effects, the global effect, some of the stocks are coming extremely cheap in the chemical industry. I've talked about Aarti Industry, Vinity Organics. I've talked about IOL Chemicals. That there are many, but uh, to pinpoint that, okay, these will become the next Symphony or Wimplast or the next Laopala and this and that, it is extremely difficult. Okay, so coming back to IRCTC now. Interestingly, 1450 to 1300 was the range that I was looking at, and on Friday it crossed 1450 and it crossed big time. So what happened was On Friday, the move came in and we crossed 1450, 1460. I've got into the share. That's a disclaimer, and I'm looking at a good 30-40% upside over the next year or so. Yes, there are issues with trains not running fully, and they are going to have a heavy burden of it in the March quarter. The June quarter numbers might not be that great with the kind of things that we are facing. But having said that, the market already knows about the current situation. And still, the stock is not falling. I was expecting the stock to go to below 1,000 again. It did not happen, and that's why I bought into it. I think there could be a big move possible either now or after September, October, when things get even better. I have a feeling that government will continue to open up the economy, even though the number of, you can say, issues that are taking place with respect to the medical issues, they continue to happen. Still, the government has no choice, I guess. I don't know the details, but it looks like that the government does not have any choice apart from opening up the economy, and that's what they are doing. And perhaps it is right because the economy also needs a push and we cannot be in doldrums completely. So it's a very precarious situation for the government itself. And so if the economy continues to open up, and if trains have started running and it doesn't stop unless another lockdown happens, another thing in which a total curfew happen, I think we are in for a big move in IRCTC. We are in for a big move in train sales, ticket sales, because people will move. There are people stuck at different places. I'm not talking of migrant workers. I'm talking of normal people, higher middle class, rich people as well, who are stuck at some place or the other that they have visited or went to visit or tour, etc. So they will try to move from one place to the other when things normalize. So I think revenue of IRCTC would come back by the third quarter of this year, calendar year, that is December of this year. I think next 2-3 months could be tough. Maybe the stock will remain in a range of 1250 to 1450, 1500. Maybe it will go up, but things look pretty fine on a 1 to 2 year time horizon for IRCTC, not on a longer term. So that's one stock that I wanted to talk to you about. The second stock that I wanted to talk to you about was Kilpest, and many queries had come in with respect to Kilpest India. But see, it is at 120. So what I want to tell you is that because of the kind of expansion that the company has done, there is a lot of cost that has come to the burden of Kilpest. With the expansion to 50,000 tests a day, there must have been more cost incurred by the management, and there are more costs attached to, you can say, procurement of raw material, etc. Yet the management was not able to procure or complete 2 lakh tests even for the month of May. And that was not quite what we had expected. And that's why the selling has taken place, because now investors are looking at a loss maybe on the bottom line, or a very meager profit. Although the sales would come through, which will be equivalent to the total sales probably of the year, 24-26 crores. So, having said all that, I think once the exports of Kilpest begin, they will continue to do well. So, on a longer term basis, Kilpest is a buy at these levels. Okay, so Katie Chago, thanks a lot for your contribution. Why was Aarti falling last week? Yes, that was interesting. I was looking at Aarti Industries and looking at it very closely for buying it. I think this is just a technical, you can say, correction. Another thing that has happened is some of the raw material costs for these chemical companies have gone up. So not only Aarti Industries, some other chemical companies' stock has also fallen or has become pretty stagnant or stable. Probably this is just a phase for a week or so, and Aarti industry may correct to levels of 850 to 820 at max, but 880, 870 is a strong support. You never know, next week it's going to rebound. But these are between 880 to 800 levels, are very good levels to get into. Nothing major in terms of news has come out with Aarti Industries. But thanks a lot for your contribution, TT. So that was about Kilpest. So in my opinion, Kilpest, in my opinion, is a long-term buy below 120. One can buy it for the next 3-4 years, but do not expect major up move because of results for the next 2 quarters, because of the expansion, and with less tests that are available with Kilpest, with less number of orders available with Kilpest, they might not come up with very good bottom line numbers. Thanks a lot, Bharat, for your super chat contribution. Token of appreciation, I didn't purchase stocks when Nifty was at 12,000, as I watched your videos and thus saved. Uh, Thanks a lot. Thank you, Bharat. And if you want to buy some of the stocks or build a portfolio, anything else you require, you can just email me and we can make a contact separately for that. But thanks for your contribution. Thank you. All right. So Kilpest, in my opinion, is I don't think that a big move is ahead, although it can happen if the June numbers are different or the number of tests that Kilpest does ends up different. Otherwise, I believe that we could be in the range of 100 maximum on the downside to 180, 170 on the upside. And from December onwards, I'm pretty certain that the stock will continue to rise as we go ahead, because if once exports begin, and they have a lot of export order, they have a lot of, you can say, business from Africa, from parts of Asia, from Europe. So once they get this going, the export ban gets lifted, they will produce very good results going forward. So take that into consideration. Have a good 3 4 year time frame and you'll get the numbers. I was of the opinion, if they had completed 3 4 lakh tests for the month of June, around 4 lakh tests for the month of May, sorry, and similar for the month of June, then they would have been like doing a lot of uh, then the profitability would have been huge because of the expansion as well. But that was not to be, and that is the disappointment. The third point I want to make here about stocks and everything else, the third point that I want to make here is about a fact that many people get very confused with. Let's take the example of any company in any business. So uh, let's say a company like Bata and Relaxo, for that matter. Now I don't know what is the PE of Relaxo, but it is far less than what Bata is trading at. So Bata currently is around what 1400 rupees, and it is trading at a PE of around 60 to 70. uh, and it is a market leader, you would know, in leather footwear, etc., and especially for middle income group, for mass, and Bata is in the range of people. Everybody right now wants to wear Bata shoes. It's like the Maruti of the footwear industry. Uh, Now, when you ask me, or when you compare something like Bata with Relaxo, you cannot do that. So why it is difficult to do is because they are in a different pedigree, different, you can say, domain altogether, although they are selling shoes and footwears. So Bata has been a performer over the last 8 10 years. They have done well. They have pricing power and moat. Now these are two very important and interesting perspective. A moat is something that a company has which no other company would have, and that is a competitive advantage that the company has. Bata has the brand moat, and many of its products like Hush Puppies of Bata and Bata shoes for school going children are the most loved ones compared to any company, no matter which company would you come up with. So in that respect, that moat will continue to take the PE of the stock higher, no matter what happens. And even when you look at the numbers, the margins of Bata is far ahead of, at least 400 500 basis points ahead of their industry competitors. So when somebody asks me, okay, is Relaxo good? Relaxo is a very good stock to invest into. But when somebody asks me that, okay, if Bata, should one buy Bata, what to buy in the leather industry or what to buy in this space, then of course it is Bata and not Relaxo. So per se, individually speaking or separately speaking, Relaxo is good. Again, separately speaking, Berger Paints is good. But Asian Paints, when you talk about comparison, then there's no comparison. Asian Paints has the 50% market share. Asian Paints has pricing power. They can just keep on increasing prices, yet their product will sell This is the kind of moat Asian Paints has, and somebody who has been using Asian Paints for a longer period of time will continue to do so, no matter if the prices go up 10-15% or not. They will not go ahead and buy into Berger unless the differential is huge, unless the differential is something like 20, 30, 40% in prices. So uh, when you are buying into something and you are looking for 20-22% safe growth, best quality stock, go ahead and get into Bata 18 to 20% return. If you're looking for multi-bagger pick, then look for multi-bagger picks also in industries where they are the market leaders. So look at a small cap company which is a market leader in that domain, or at least equivalent to that market leader. Unless you do that, you will never find a multi-bagger. You will be forced to be in this value trap, and that value differential will always remain. That's what I'm trying to explain to you with this example. So uh, when you compare Bata with Relaxo, I'll always go with Bata. And when you compare, when you say whether Relaxo is good, let's buy Relaxo or a Liberty or something. Yes, yes, they are producing good results. Yes, you can buy into them as individually. So these were the stocks and discussions that I had to make with respect to the market. Now let's go ahead and answer your queries. So you can shoot your queries, and I would like to explain to you and request to you that the super chat feature is on. So kindly ask me queries through super chat. It will help me grow the channel and it will help you also eke answers from me on in details. All right, so a lot of questions coming up. Aditya Birla Capital, Sahil, is an avoid. I will avoid all financials, NBFCs, large or mid cap, except HDFC Bank or Kotak Mahindra. Nothing looks good to me in finance. So that's an avoid. FMCG, when is the next correction? Well, the next correction would only happen in FMCG when the market falls big. So if the market falls 10%, 8, 10%, FMCG stocks will fall 3, 4, 5% each. And that is the time to get in. So buying FMCG is slightly on a different scale, or any consumer company. It is better to buy when it is consolidating rather than waiting for major decline. Airtel, in my opinion, is expensive at these levels. Probably at dips towards 500, 480, 490 would be good levels to get into Airtel, in my opinion. On a longer term horizon, Airtel looks good. It could double from here in the next 2.5 years. I would buy SBI cards. I'm still negative on Bajaj Finance. If you want me to compare both, yes, SBI cards at 600 looks good. Any dips towards 500, it looks extremely expensive. I'm going to come up with a SBI cards video very soon in a few days' time. Agrochemical company, I would still go with UPL with all the hullabaloo and all the issues that we are having. I would still go with UPL as one of the agrochem company. Yes. I have to go through Brightcom's financials and everything else. Once I go through it, I'll let you know. But at the moment, I have no opinion on Brightcom. A Colgate is a good buy for dividend yields, for everything else. For long term, it can give you easily 12 to 14%, 10 to 12% returns. Yes, Colgate you can buy. Sun Pharma is an avoid. I think Sun Pharma is expensive at around 500 levels. I think any levels closer to 550, 560, one can exit Sun Pharma. Motherson Sumi declines to 80 could be a very good buying opportunity. These stocks will not fall. So they're talking about IT companies. So TCS, HCL, Infi, etc. They might not fall a lot, but they might not give you very good returns. So they might give you returns something like 8 to 10% or in single digit over the next 2, 3 years. Okay. I don't discuss many penny stock that I look at that would do well. I think Dixon entry point would be around 4600, 47, 4500 to 4700 are good levels to get into Dixon. But really, it has run up a lot. It could go to 6000 even from these levels. HDFC Life is a good company, very good company. I think both HDFC Life and SBI Life is good, but you need to have a 8 to 10 year time horizon rather than a 2 to 3 year. It would give you very good returns. Avoid Vodafone Idea. I think the run up has already taken place. I would say avoid. Kaya is an interesting company. So I got into Kaya, Marico Kaya, when it was Marico Kaya in 2012, when it was 2000 odd rupees. And I got into it at 1400, 1500, exited at 1800, then made losses in Kaya and exited completely. I think it is going to do well. I don't think it deserves a price of 180, 200. I think it can double from here, but they do your own analysis. It is on circuit, so the results have to follow. If the results doesn't come through, and that is the problem, then Kaya will not move. But I have a feeling, just looking at the chart, that it could move better even from here. Yes, I know it is on circuit, so whenever the circuit opens, you'll be able to buy. Deepak Nitrite I have talked about in the last live session as well. I think Deepak Nitrite has had the best of its numbers this quarter because of sanitizer, etc. And that's why people are selling into it. Uh, Probably 480 is a good level to buy, but I would say you be very careful in it. I think the big move has already happened in Deepak Nitrite. That's my personal opinion. I think there is a circuit revision of IRCTC to 20%. Yes, I know that, but let's see how the results would be and how things pan out. That could go up and down. Anything. I don't know anything about the health nutrition company. I need to research about it as to which company would provide such. I think Abbott has a little bit of it into it. Sanofi is into it. They have already run up both Abbott and Sanofi, but these are the two companies which are into health nutrition. We got around 180, 190. These levels are very good to buy into, I think. But again, these companies like VGuard, Polycab, Havels, etc., would only do well when economy really picks up and the work at home begins and people are looking to buy into consumer goods, electrical goods, or looking at renovation at home with electrical appliances, electrical wiring, etc. So you have to take that into consideration. I don't know really when the delisting of Vedanta is. NHPC is a good share. Just hold on to it. I think it will perform reasonably well over a longer period of time. Reliance disclaimer, I'm holding on to Reliance from lower levels. I think any dip towards 1510, 1500 would be a good buying opportunity now in Reliance. Varun Beverages is good, although the debt is extremely high. If you compare Venky's and Varun, I would go with Varun Beverages at the moment. Yeah. Kindly subscribe to my channel as well. There have been very low subscription, and so I never, probably rarely ask for that in a live chat. But it would be very grateful of you if you have not subscribed. That kindly subscribe to my channel. FL is good. Declines to 1350, 1400 is good levels to buy into FL over a longer period of time. It should do well. Axtel, I need to look at again. I have not looked at the company, but looks good on a longer term chart. But again, probably being a small cap, avoid at the moment. I don't know about Sarigama India. I'm sorry. SRF is a good company, so declines to 32, 3300 will be good levels to get into SRF. Okay. HDFC AMC, any levels below 3000 is a good level to buy. So 2600, 2700, good levels to get into HDFC AMC. Okay, Jayesh, thanks a lot for your contribution. Online education stock. NIIT is one, but the results have been bad. Probably don't get into online education. Why would you like to get into it? They are not listed. So something like a Zoom should have been listed in India, and then I would have said that okay, go ahead and buy. Not a particular online education stock that you can get into. Perhaps online companies like the one Zomato, which is listed, or the likes, you can look at them. So Zomato or Naukri, as it is called now, they are the companies to look at. But apart from that, I don't know if there are any. All right. So this was it. Thanks a lot for being here, and probably I'll be online again and on a live session by Wednesday for sure. And thanks a lot for liking the channel. Kindly just share my videos. Please like and subscribe my channel and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching.